a really Moorish starter for you here. This is slow cooked pork cheeks. We're going to put a little smoked bacon crumb on the top, and then I've got a smoked bacon dashi, watercress puree, and some really nice peppery fresh watercress. So to start this off, you need to get your pork cheeks, put them into a pan of scalding water, not really boiling fast, just to sit there. They're going to be in there for about 10 minutes to heat up. And then when we're going to come back, I'm going to have my bacon little dashi. This is a lovely full flavoured stock. That's going to be heated up. The puree is going to go onto the plate cold, but we're going to heat the bowl up so it heats up in the bowl. So back in about 10 minutes to finish it off. So here we go. There's my pork cheeks there. You can just see how that sauce, I've taken them out of the bag and got a lovely sauce. I've emptied them into a pan and then just brought it just to a simmer and reduced them down slightly. Then I've got my bowl there all heated up. Right, next up, what I like to do is get the pork cheeks, be quite careful with them because they're quite delicate. Glaze them as you go, take them out of the pan and just line them up onto a tray, like so. Then take a little bit of your smoked bacon crumb, so you've just got some thyme in there, and really get a good spoon of that on each one. Like so, a bit more on that one. We sent you quite a bit so you can really kind of go wild on there. There we go. Then that is just going to go under the grill. If you haven't got a grill, you can go into the oven. That's no problem at all. That's just to give it a little bit of a crispness on the top. So whilst they're grilling away, take your watercress puree and just cut off the end of the piping bag. Come back to these, don't let them burn. There we go. Right, let's bring them over. Going to put the tiniest bit of rapeseed oil on there just for a little bit of shine. And then also a touch of molten salt. Just the tiniest little bit. There we go. Right, let's take our pork cheeks. Really sticky, Moorish. So let's put those in a bowl. Quick rinse my hands because they're all sticky with those pork sauces. Then get your watercress puree, hold the end of it like a piping bag, and then steady it with the other hand and just pipe away. You want some nice piles of that puree. There we go, happy with that. Then we can save that puree, save any of that sauce if you like for after. Then we're just going to take some fresh watercress, get a little bit of height going on, get your chef on here, all in the presentation. There we go. And in a minute I'm just going to finish it off with my smoked bacon dashi. So, there we go. Right, last of all, the dashi. Now I suggest just pour that nice and carefully. You want a good bit of this on the plate. Just pour it carefully so that you don't disturb all of the puree and things. And finally, you could use a little sesame oil, chili oil, but again I'm going for my rapeseed. You see, just going to droplet that in. Look at that, lovely, beautiful little pools. And this is just going to look super cool when it goes to the table. There we go. So that's my slow cooked pork cheeks with a lovely smoked bacon crumb. A favourite back on the Uber Chef menu this weekend, Bouillabaisse. So what we've got, lovely selection of fish here for you. We've got some gurnard in there, sea bass, we've got lobster, tiger prawns, mussels. That's going to go in the oven for about 6 minutes, and that's just going to finish off the fish cooking, warm that all through. So we'll get that going in now, 6 minutes. There we go. And then garnishes, we've of course got our bouillabaisse sauce here, lovely sauce, I like tomatoes, saffron in there, really nice and smooth. There's no fish bones and all of this, so the whole thing is good to eat. That's going to get warmed up. Make sure it doesn't get warmed up until you're ready to serve it though, so just keep that on the side. If you boil it and boil it, the flavour of that fresh fish just disappears. So last minute for that. And then what we've got, charred lemon, just here, beautiful caramelised, where it makes the lemon juice really sweet that comes out. So we've got that, some sea herbs, lovely bit of char-grilled house sourdough as well. That's going to go in the oven for about 2 minutes just to warm up. A little bit of confit fennel, again into a pan. When it's ready to serve, just warm it up in the pan. And of course we've got a little saffron rouille just here. So this is potato, a touch of garlic in there, saffron. That's just going to be served room temperature. So back in about 6 minutes, in which time I'll have my sea herbs and my bread in the oven. All of it will come together and we'll plate up this wonderful, tasty bouillabaisse. So I've just got my bouillabaisse sauce just warming up. Remember what I said about not boiling it. Hot plate ready to go. We've got our rouille, room temperature, fennel. Let's get that over. And then that bouillabaisse is almost up. Whilst that is just coming back up, I'll get my garnishes out. So I've got my fish coming out there and sea herbs. So let's bring that all over. Little bread, sea herbs, charred lemon. Quite a few elements to this dish, but of course the bouillabaisse, yeah, that is just the way it is. There's a lot going on. Bouillabaisse just come up to a simmer. Let's pull that off the heat, and you can smell it. Just so fresh. What we'll do to plate. Let's get our fennel. This is just a nice bit of braised fennel. Love that aniseed flavour with the fish. Then we want to kind of build up your fish so you see as much as possible what's going on in there. So I'm going to get sea bass. We've got a piece of Ganache just there. Arrange them nicely. Let's get some of our mussels all going around. Of course, as I said, no bones in any of this. No fighting with having to get the little bits of shell off as you eat it. It's all ready to go. Lobster. All the little bits, we take everything out of the shell. Look at that beautiful little claw piece on there. And then let's get our charred lemon just out of there so we can get some sea herbs. Want just a few of those, just nicely placed around. This is rock samphire grass, all foraged on the cliffs down at Ventnor. So beautiful aromatic samphire grass. Then let's get our sauce. Don't pour it over it, pour it all the way around, you see, so then you don't cover the fish. All about that presentation and just finishing off. You still see everything. My little bit of charred lemon, just going to sit that just in the side, ready to squeeze over. And then we've got a nice bit of bread to go on the side. Look at this, all coming together now. Give your rouille a nice little stir. And I'm going to put a nice little dollop of that just into the sauce. There you go. And there it is. That's my bouillabaisse. I'm going to dive straight into this now. Wonderful selection of fish and seafood, charred lemon, the sourdough rouille. Hope you enjoy it. So we've got a really nice Caribbean inspired dessert for you now. We've got barbecued pineapple, which we've barbecued whole, we've cut it down, and then we've roasted it in a muscovado syrup with this mermaid spiced rum. It's absolutely beautiful. Have a little try of this, neat if you can. So first of all, this is going to go onto the stove. I'm going to bring that up to the heat and then get a little baste it in the caramel. And then you've got your banana bread, needs to go in the oven for about 1 to 2 minutes, just to warm up. When that comes up to the heat, just get your spoon and keep basting it just for sort of 1 or 2 minutes, just to give it a lovely like sticky glaze, and then we'll be right back and I'll show you how to plate up. So there we go, finished glazing that pineapple up, lovely and sticky, with all of that spiced mermaid rum in there. Take a little bit of a syrup, get that into my banana cake, like so. Right, then this is your white chocolate ganache, lovely bit of lime zest in there. Just give it a little work around. Best thing is having that out at least 15-20 minutes before you're going to use it. And then cut off the end of the bag. And then use it as a piping bag. Squeeze it down. And I'm just going to pipe very carefully. Nice bit of white chocolate ganache, like so. The last line. There we go. Right, then get your walnuts. So get a microplane. I want to make use of one of these if you can. Really, really good at getting the zest off of lemons, limes and oranges. And then just, see, I'm just grating it nice and finely all the way over, and I want to get plenty on there. A few more to go. And then we should be almost ready to plate up. So, like that. Then let's take our little banana bread and take your pineapple, put that alongside, very nice. And then I'm going to take some of the sauce, just put a bit around it. There we go. Lovely mermaid spice rum, roasted pineapple, barbecued first of all, white chocolate ganache.